Higher learning. That one was fun because I learned how to do something new production wise. And anytime you've been like 15 years plus in and you learn something new, it's exciting. So that's my main memory with that higher learning is that I learned how to bring out my bass sounds.
Congrats.
Congrats is me settling back into things that just feel good, that feel soulful, and just letting that section loop, not doing too much and letting it fade in and just trying to make it a religious experience. That's what it felt like to me. So that's what that one was about.
PM Dawn.
PM Dawn is just the vibe, honestly. Just like some player shit, but I would want that sound to be like to add even more soul to it. And I grew up in the '90s, so I remember PM Dawn being such a thing in hip hop because they were kind of pop, but really that shit was a vibe, and that's what that beat reminded me of.
New York.
New York just reminded me of like just wanting to go to New York and make fire beats like that, like Premier and Pete Rock. Something that felt like cold weather, so I knew that was New York right away.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs was some old school Little Brother, The Listening type influence on that, and I just thought about, you know, being a kid growing up in West Covina. I didn't go to West Covina High. I went to the door, but West Covina High was right there. They were the Bulldogs, so it just reminded me of and being in that area at that time, listening to Little Brother.
Quiet Storm Radio.
Quiet Storm Radio is just player shit. Just something I felt like Pop and my grandmother might have been playing early in the morning. Just with some updated drums.
French Tips.
French Tips. French Tips is I can't even remember French Tips. It's French Tips now.
On my mind. It has to go like, you're always on my mind.
Oh, okay, the right of mind. French Tips. That's just another vibe, low key. French Tips reminds me of Japan. It's something me and Buddha would have picked up a random CD and heard that, and the way we kind of look at each other when we hear something. French Tips reminds me of Buddha in Japan for sure.
Avant Garde.
What's that?
Avant Garde.
Avant Garde is it's like the very essence of me as a producer at a new level. It's like Save My Soul. It's movements. It's low. It's Pharaoh. It's all of the great projects in that one beat without feeling like I had to play drum and this, that, and the third. I just went off the field.
Real Good Time.
Real Good Time was the last beat I made. It was a whole other beat, but I took that hook from a record and put it on top and put it in key, and it was cool. But then last minute, I found some new drums, which was the Real Good Time drums. And when I found that, I needed something that was probably some high shit, but that felt like Crayola. That felt like Charlie Brown, kind of vintage Brown. So like when I came across that sample with the flutes, I was like, no, this is it. I threw that on top of the hook, and it was perfect. It was the last adjustment I made to Craig.
One for Doom.
One for Doom. Doom was always on my bucket list of people to work with. And whenever I make something with feeling like that feels stressful, like angst, but it's still soulful, and it's actually like Latin soul and stuff like that, it's a man Doom all day. So it's just paying homage to him and making sure I have like the comic book clips and stuff like that, just to pay homage.
Rodman.
Rodman was just weird shit. Rodman is very much movements too. It's Pharaoh. It's black, white, gold veil. It's darker. It's, it's weird and it's finding itself. And yeah, it just reminded me of like Rodman in '97, how crazy and wild he was. But he was just finding who he was and being great at it.
Sports Ode.
What's that?
Sports Ode. 5.
Sports Ode. Oh, that's like the 4th official installment I've done in Sports Ode throughout my entire career. And usually it's just based around the music sound and like whatever life felt like to me at that time. That particular instrumental, it feels like it feels hopeful. It feels like it's right at the door of everything that I've been working for. So that's where I thought I went.
Geto Boys.
Geto Boys was strictly inspired by the Geto Boys. Just wanting to hear Scarface or really be Bush would do that. It would be incredible. So that's that was the inspiration behind it.
And then give us a last wrap up about Gray in general.
Gray, it started out as My Mind Deserves to Shine too, and then I just kept tweaking it, and it started to feel like something that needed to stand on its own, and it felt like therapy for me making it. My wife actually took the picture of me outside in the parking lot, just smoking in between making beats because she knew everything that was inspiring me at the time. So Gray is something that kind of came out of left field. I honestly feel like it's top 3 in my personal catalog. I'm very proud of it, and proud of what people tell me about it. It seems like people are going out of their way to say very nice things to me. So,
Where can people find it?
JansportJmusic.com and your local streamers. Whatever streamer you use, but JansportJmusic.com puts more money in the pockets.
That's a wrap.